Today is Friday, October 12th.
And oh boy, have we got some news for you today.
We'll take a look at the homecoming dance and why it should be on a Saturday instead of a Friday.
It can be difficult to determine what to do after high school, but Hannah Klaassen and Kristen Boxman are here to give us an idea of the possibilities.
And finally, we'll take a special first look at the fall musical, Beauty and the Beast.
We'll have all that time and more on our second episode of Bulldog Live.
And it all starts now. Welcome back. I'm Dylan Hettenbach.
And I'm Ileana Varela.
Apparently there's a bubble in the pool. Let's go to Patrick McGee and Gavin Raines for the story.
Thank you, Dylan.
We're outside the pool and there's apparently a bubble.
A few weeks ago, we received an anonymous tip that the pool was losing water and that the pool administration wasn't sure about where it was going.
We're going to go in the pool today and see if we can find anything out.
And we're also going to talk to Mr. Truelove to see what he has to say about this potential issue.
Let's take a look at our first investigative story. Here on Bulldog Live, The Dirty Bubble.
I know that our maintenance team is checking it out. Apparently there's a bubble in the liner. I know it's losing a little bit of water, and so I've been told by our grounds worker department, the person in charge of the grounds, he says he's checking it out and is going to try to get it fixed. The problem is it's going to be, I think, a pretty expensive fix. The pool kind of falls into one of those gray areas because it's in the high school, but it's ran by the Arc City Rec Commission. And so there's definitely going to need to be some collaboration, some teamwork between those two entities and groups to make sure we get it fixed as soon as possible.
Do you feel as if this is a safety concern for anyone at all? Or?
No, the way it was approached to me, because when you go down there and you look in it, you can't really see much. So I haven't been into the pool to see it. All I know is that I've been made aware of it and that they're working to fix it. And I believe if there was a safety concern, it would have been like top priority. It would have gotten done like that day. So we try to make sure everything's as safe as possible.
Well, there's definitely a bubble.
But it looks like everything will be okay.
With Josiah Zeza behind the camera, I'm Patrick McGee.
And I'm Gavin Raines for Bulldog Live.
Well, let's go back to Dylan and Ileana in the studio.
Well, I'm glad to know everything is okay.
No kidding, Ileana.
But let's talk about something a bit more exciting. Homecoming. The fall homecoming is over, but it's definitely left something to be desired. Let's go out to Katie Dickey for the story.
Thank you, Ileana. I'm here outside the offices of counselor and Stuco sponsor Amy Massey. Let's find out why homecoming isn't on Saturday.
When I went here in the early 2000s, it was Saturday, and it changed sometime between then and now. I've asked a couple of the administration, and my understanding is it changed mostly because homecoming was becoming so formal, and our student population, financially, it was difficult for a lot of our students to attend because you had to buy the flowers, you go to eat, you had the dance tickets, and so financially moving it to a Friday made it a little more less formal, even though some kids still dress up. So I think that's the majority of it. I've heard, obviously you have to have the police officers and the administration and the supervisors here on a Saturday. That's all part of it, but I don't think there was any one thing that said that's why it was moved.
If the dance was on Saturday, I would dress up and take more time to make it special, especially since it's winter, and winter is more formal.
Ultimately, as far as the Stuco sponsors, we're up for whatever the students want. So it's a student-driven decision. Admin will obviously have to approve it, but we want the students' input as well.
I think the dance should be on Saturday.
With Bulldog Live doing the story, with the student council sending out that survey, that's the process that it takes. Anytime there's a suggestion or a situation that students are wanting changed, you kind of follow that chain of command using your peers. Student council is a great way to start that quest because they know who to go to, and so I feel like we're doing that process right now.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what Stuco decides. With Josiah Zeza behind the camera, I'm Katie Dickey from Bulldog Live. Back to you, Dylan and Ileana.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do. Moving on though, do you know what you want to do after high school, Ileana?
I'm honestly not quite sure, and it's stressing me out.
Well, I know what I'm doing, but I can understand the stress of not knowing what you want to do. Let's go out to Gracie Woods to find out more of the possibilities of life after high school.
Thank you, Dylan and Ileana. I'm here outside the cafeteria where we're about to speak with Kristen Boxman and Hannah Klaassen, both graduates of ACHS. Let's see what they have to say about what they've done since high school and the paths they have both taken in their lives. After high school, Kristen Boxman, now a reporter for KWCH 12, attended Butler Community College, majoring in music theater, but she realized her passions lied elsewhere.
I was in Butler Headliner Show Choir, and so it was great because I was singing and dancing, stuff that I love to do. But as I was just doing the same things over and over, day after day, I kind of got tired of that. And I realized that as a music theater major, if I make it onto a show or a tour, I'm going to be doing the same show hundreds and hundreds of times. And so I decided to forego that, and I kind of started back from square one. And back when I was in 5th grade, I wanted to be a journalist.
Kristen later majored in journalism communications at Wichita State University.
While I was there, I majored in journalism or just communications, and I needed a internship. Internships are phenomenal. I recommend them to everybody to get an internship. I had a connection actually with Michael Schwenke, who is the anchor for Channel 12. He MCs Miss Kansas every year. And so when I competed in pageants in the Miss Kansas organization, I had met him 3 years before that, actually ran into him at the YMCA. And we're both working out, and I just went up to him and I was like, "Hey, Michael Schwenke, do you remember me?" I was like, "I'm a journalism major and I'm going to need an internship." And he goes, "Okay, here's my number."
Boxman later applied for the position and became an associate producer.
Then after I graduated, they decided to hire me full-time. I guess they liked me enough to keep me around. So now I'm a reporter and a producer.
Hannah started competing in teen pageants and excelled from there.
So Kristen Boxman actually got me involved with the Miss Kansas organization about 5 years ago, I think it was. She was Miss Teen Kansas back then, and she told me that the organization could be really good for me and I would have a lot of fun getting involved in it. And so I did the teen part when I was 16 years old and took a break after that. And this past year was my first time being involved in the Miss part of the organization.
Klaassen explained to us how she got to create relationships with 50 other women that all have earned state titles. Her experience was full of intense and exciting interviews and rehearsals.
My Miss America experience, it was really exciting. It was different than anything I'd ever experienced before. I met 50 other amazing girls that all had their own state titles, and it was really fun to just hang out with them for 2 weeks. It was really intense. We had a lot of interviews, a lot of appearances, a lot of rehearsals for the live show, but it was really exciting, and it was good just to be there.
Hannah's passion lies with people who suffer from mental illness.
So we don't each choose a specific charity, but I do have my specific platform, which I said is called The Mind Matters, and this is all about mental health and wellness. I'm a psychology major in college now, and so I like to know the kind of scientific side of the brain, and I've also experienced my own, as well as family and friends, mental illnesses, and that's been it's just helped me be passionate about helping those people that struggle with that every day.
Both Boxman and Klaassen were impacted by their experiences at ACHS.
I took my first journalism class here when I was a freshman in 2010, and it kind of just found me again.
So ACHS really did give me a lot of the building blocks I needed to go to Miss Kansas and to go to college. And I also got a really good performance background while being here with Mr. Gates, the choir director who was here for my 4 years of high school. He really helped me grow in my vocal and performance sides, and he really helped encourage me to go for my dreams.
We appreciate Kristen and Hannah both taking time out of their busy schedule to meet with us. Let's go back to Dylan and Ileana in the studio.
It's a bit cold in here, Dylan.
No kidding.
Let's find out what the week ahead looks like. Your meteorologist, Gabe Buckbeer, returns for your weekly weather.
Thank you, Ileana. Well, as I'm sure you've noticed, it's been a rather rainy week out there. We've got a couple more days of rain ahead before the sun shows its face again. Today, we're looking at a 40% chance of showers this morning, with it being cloudy come the afternoon. You can expect a high of 56 for today, so make sure you wear those sweaters to the game tonight. Now, let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. As you can see, we're looking at a heavy rain for tomorrow with a high of 61 and a low of 44. More rain is coming your way on Sunday, and then finally the sun will come out on Monday. but don't expect to warm up any. On Monday, we're looking at a high of 48 with a whopping low of 36. Better break out those flannel pajamas. It'll be mostly sunny on Tuesday and Thursday with some clouds rolling in and out for Wednesday and Friday. Fall is officially here, ladies and gentlemen. With Josiah Zeza behind the camera, I'm Gabe Buckby. Have a great day.
We've had a great season for all sports.
Well, let's take a look at how we did in volleyball. Let's go out to Gavin Raines for the story.
Thank you, Dylan. While we've had some losses, we've still maintained a positive mentality. Let's go talk to Julie Neaton about how they did.
I'm a DS libero, so I play back row only, and I control the balls to slow down when the other team hits. I slow down the ball for our offense, so I'm a defensive player. Well, we won, or we had a winning record in our preseason volleyball tournament, and then after that, like, we just have to get it together to beat the tough, like, the more complex teams. Keep your cup full, ladies.
Well, we've had a good season all across the board. With Josiah Zeza behind the camera, I'm Gavin Raines with Bulldog Live. Hey, Juju, catch.
Oh.
Today's announcements. ACHS is hosting a blood drive next Wednesday, October 17th. If you're 16 years of age or older and you are interested in making a life-saving donation, please go see Mrs. Shandorf in room 237 to sign up. Tennis. Please excuse all tennis players today for state tennis. Today's lunch. Classic beef burger, Boston baked beans, seasoned waffle fries, American cheese, shredded lettuce, fresh grilled line, pizza line, sandwich line, and taco line. Have a great day.
And now the moment you've all been waiting for.
I'm so excited.
Here's your first look at Beauty and the Beast.
Hi, I'm Shay Sutherland and I am Belle.
Hi, I'm Dawson Miller and I'll be the Beast.
And here's an exclusive first look at the fall musical Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast is a Broadway musical that is based on the classic early 90s Disney cartoon about a girl in a small village in France who, to save her father, ends up being taken captive by a beast who's under a spell that needs to be undone and a curse that needs to be lifted. Our cast is huge. We have 65 people in the cast, and the show gives everyone a chance to shine. There are obviously the leads like Belle and the Beast and Gaston and LeFou and all these characters, Lumiere and Cogsworth and all of those enchanted objects. But since there's lots of dancing in the show, lots of singing, lots of parts, lots of big numbers, everyone gets a chance to, even if they're not a lead, show off what they can do and shine. We're so excited for the show. It's the first time we've ever done a Disney musical on the ACHS stage, and I hope that everyone in the school and the community is able to come and see it.
Thank you for watching our sneak peek.
Stay tuned for an exclusive trailer in the next few weeks.
And come check out our show, November 8th, 9th, 10th at the ACHS Auditorium.
Well, that's all we have for you today.
Remember, you can visit us online at www.achsbulldogmedia.com.
I'm Ileana Varela.
And I'm Dylan Hettenbach.
And this is Bulldog Live.